Why so many women over 70 feel dizzy in the morning? Doctors reveal this overlooked cause dizziness when you wake up isn't just part of aging. And if you're over 70 and feel unsteady in the morning, especially when you get out of bed, there's a specific reason that rarely gets explained in regular checkups. Here's the truth. Most women aren't imagining it, and it's not just low energy. There's a small system in the body that's deeply affected by time, medication, hydration, and even how you sleep when it's off. Your mornings start in survival mode instead of stability. And while many doctors treat dizziness as a side effect of getting older, leading medical centers like Mayo Clinic and Johns Hopkins are urging women to look deeper because sometimes dizziness is your body quietly asking for a change. You may have noticed that it's not constant. Some days you feel totally fine, other days it's like the ground moves under you when you stand up. Here's what's likely happening. Your blood pressure, nervous system, and balance center are all adjusting more slowly, and one overlooked cause is a hidden chain reaction that starts while you're still in bed. And the good news, with the right adjustment, something incredibly simple, you can reduce that spinning sensation, protect your brain and bones, and start the day with more confidence and control. This video will walk you through exactly what's going on, what to stop doing, and what you can start today to feel safer and more stable in your own body. You'll learn what's science-backed, what's often missed in exams, and what gives you real results, not just temporary relief. Let's start with what no one really tells you. The most common form of dizziness in women over 70 is orthostatic hypotension, a sudden drop in blood pressure when you stand up. And here's the part that often gets overlooked. It's not always dramatic. Sometimes it's a wave of lightheadedness. Sometimes your vision blurs for just a second. And sometimes you don't even connect it to standing up because the effects can hit 30 seconds after you're on your feet. What's really happening? When you're lying down, your blood is distributed evenly. But the moment you stand, gravity pulls it downward, especially toward your legs. In younger people, the body responds instantly. Blood vessels tighten, heart rate increases, and pressure stabilizes. But after 70, that process slows down. According to the National Institute on Aging, up to 30% of older adults experience some form of orthostatic hypotension, and it's even more common in women. Why? Several reasons. Hormonal changes post-menopause can weaken blood vessel tone. Common medications like those for high blood pressure, anxiety, or sleep can interfere with normal pressure regulation. And reduced muscle mass in the legs means less help pushing blood back up toward the brain. Now, here's the kicker. Many doctors don't test for this unless you specifically describe it as dizziness when standing. And even then, they may chalk it up to dehydration or fatigue, missing the full picture. This matters because it's not just uncomfortable. Frequent drops in blood pressure can increase your risk of false brain fog, fatigue, and even long-term cognitive decline, according to a 2020 Journal of Geriatric Cardiology study. But here's what gives you the upper hand. Once you understand what's happening, you can shift your routine to support your body instead of surprise it. And it starts with how you begin your morning. Calendar CTA number 1. Have you ever imagined starting each day with more energy, health, and confidence? My special calendar, 365 days of health, beauty, and wisdom, has been carefully created with practical tips and daily inspirations that will transform your routine and renew your vitality after 50. Don't wait any longer to live your best days. Click the link pinned in the first comment to get your calendar now. So, how do you know if your dizziness is related to orthostatic hypotension? There's one simple test you can do at home. Lie down and rest for 5 minutes. Then, in one motion, stand up. If you feel dizzy or off balance within the first minute, or if your heart starts racing, that's a clue. But don't panic. This is your body giving you useful feedback. And it's also a signal that your mornings need a gentler, smarter start. Most women don't realize this, but how you get out of bed can trigger dizziness, not because you did anything wrong, but because your body, especially after 70, needs more time to transition from a resting state to full circulation. And when you skip that transition, your nervous system lags behind your movement. Let me explain. When you wake up, your parasympathetic system, the part responsible for rest and repair, is still dominant. Your sympathetic system, which controls alertness and blood pressure, hasn't kicked in fully yet. So, if you suddenly swing your legs out of bed and stand up, your brain and blood vessels don't have time to catch up. The result? A sharp drop in blood pressure. You feel dizzy, sometimes nauseated, sometimes anxious. According to a study from Stanford University Center for Sleep and Circadian Science, the transition from lying to standing is especially sensitive in older adults because of slower nervous system reflexes and less vascular elasticity. And here's what makes it even trickier. You may not feel it right away. You might take a few steps, reach the bathroom, and then the room tilts. That delay is what confuses so many women and what leads doctors to overlook it. So, what's the solution? It's something researchers call positional pacing. Here's a 4-step sequence you can try tomorrow morning. Wake up, but stay lying down. Take 3 deep belly breaths. This signals your nervous system to prepare for movement. Turn onto your side slowly. Pause for 10 to 15 seconds. Let your circulation adjust. Use your arms to push up into a seated position. Don't rush. Sit on the edge of the bed with your feet flat on the floor. Wait 30 seconds before standing. During that time, flex your ankles gently. Rotate your shoulders and take another breath. This simple sequence helps activate your baroreceptors, the pressure sensors in your blood vessels. It gives your body time to adjust, stabilize, and protect your brain from sudden drops in blood flow. It may feel slow at first, but here's the beauty of it. After a few days, your body begins to anticipate the pattern. You build what neurologists call a predictive rhythm, a biological expectation that prepares your blood vessels and nerves before movement even begins. You're not just avoiding dizziness, you're teaching your body safety, timing, and control. And for women who have osteoporosis, joint issues, or a history of falls, this 90-second practice can be the difference between starting your day grounded or at risk. If you've ever felt the fear of standing too fast, this gives you your power back. And no, this isn't about being fragile, it's about being wise with your energy. It's about working with your body instead of forcing it into a pace it can't sustain first thing in the morning. So, tomorrow, don't just get up, transition, breathe, wake your system with care. You've heard drink more water your entire life. But after 70, this advice isn't just about preventing dryness or keeping your skin hydrated. It's a critical part of how your body maintains blood pressure, balance, and brain function. Here's what most people miss. As you age, your thirst signal weakens. That means your body can be mildly dehydrated without you ever feeling thirst. And when you're dehydrated, your blood volume decreases. Less blood means lower pressure, which means your brain receives less oxygen when you stand up. That drop can trigger dizziness in seconds. According to the Mayo Clinic, dehydration is one of the leading and most preventable causes of orthostatic hypotension in older adults, especially women. Why women? Estrogen plays a key role in fluid balance and blood vessel flexibility. Post-menopause, both decline. Add in a lower muscle mass, which stores water, and possibly medications like diuretics or antihypertensives, and you've got a perfect storm for underhydration. Here's the part that surprises many women. Even a 2% drop in hydration status can affect cognitive clarity, blood pressure regulation, and balance. So, how can you rehydrate strategically without overloading your bladder or feeling bloated? Try these for science-backed strategies. Start your day with 8 to 12 ounces of room temperature water. This helps expand blood volume before you start moving. Add a pinch of sea salt or a slice of cucumber to 1 glass daily. Electrolytes improve water absorption and vascular tone. It's not just about the quantity, it's about how your cells retain it. Spread your water across the day, not just at meals. Aim for half a cup every hour or so. Your body absorbs it more effectively this way. Limit dehydrating drinks before bed. Alcohol and caffeine late at night increase fluid loss and worsen morning dehydration. Hydration isn't just a wellness tip, it's a stabilizer. Have you ever imagined starting each day with more energy, health, and confidence? My special calendar, 365 Days of Health, Beauty, and Wisdom, has been carefully created with practical tips and daily inspirations that will transform your routine and renew your vitality after 50. Don't wait any longer to live your best days. Click the link pinned in the first comment to get your calendar now. Still not sure if hydration is part of your dizziness? Here's a simple way to test it. Check your urine color first thing in the morning. If it's dark yellow or has a strong odor, your body is likely underhydrated and your brain is paying the price. Another sign, feeling irritable or mentally foggy before breakfast. That's not just aging, that's your brain running on low fluid and low oxygen. Hydration affects your whole system. Your brain's ability to process balance signals from the inner ear, your heart's capacity to pump efficiently, your blood vessels' ability to adjust to movement by staying consistently hydrated. You're not only preventing dizziness, you're protecting your cognitive health, heart function, and mood. When we talk about balance, most people think of muscles and joints. But there's a tiny system in your inner ear no bigger than a dime that plays a powerful role in how stable you feel when you wake up. It's called the vestibular system, and it's responsible for detecting motion, gravity, and your body's position in space. And when this system becomes less responsive, which often happens after 70, your brain gets mixed signals. That's when you feel spinning, swaying, or a sudden drop sensation when you stand. Now, here's what's even more surprising. This inner ear system is closely linked to your bones. Specifically, your calcium metabolism, which is regulated by vitamin D. Let's break it down. Inside your inner ear are small crystals called the otoconia. These help detect gravity and movement. They need calcium to function properly and stay in the right place. When vitamin D is low, those crystals can become unstable or even dislodge, leading to a condition called benign paroxysmal positional vertigo (BPPV). This is one of the most common and most misdiagnosed causes of dizziness in women over 70. A landmark study from Harvard Medical School found that older adults with low vitamin D were significantly more likely to experience recurring balance issues and positional dizziness. The symptoms can include a spinning sensation when you roll over in bed, dizziness when you tilt your head back like looking up at a shelf, brief vertigo when getting up from lying down. These moments might seem random, but they're not. They're your inner ear reacting to tiny imbalances in fluid, position, and bone-derived minerals. So what can you do? Get your vitamin D levels checked. Optimal blood levels for balance support are generally between 40 to 60 ng per milliliter, not just the minimum range set by labs. Safely supplement if needed. After 70, the skin produces less vitamin D from sunlight. Talk to your provider about a D3 plus K to blend, which supports both bones and circulation. Practice gentle head and neck movements. These help retrain your vestibular system and prevent stiffness that can trigger positional vertigo. Avoid sleeping flat on your back every night. Slight elevation or side sleeping can reduce crystal displacement in sensitive individuals. Also, don't overlook balance exercises. Even standing on one leg while brushing your teeth or doing slow heel-to-toe walks can activate the brain-ear connection. This isn't just about reducing dizziness, it's about protecting your independence. When your inner ear is well supported, your risk of falling, fracturing, or fearing movement drops dramatically. And let's be honest, The goal isn't just to avoid dizziness. It's to trust your body again, to move without hesitation, to stop racing every time you stand up or turn quickly. You've tried slowing down your morning routine, you're drinking more water. You've even looked into vitamin D, but the dizziness is still there, maybe not every day, but enough to make you question what's really going on. Here's the truth most women don't hear. If dizziness continues, especially after 70, you deserve a deeper look. And you have every right to ask for specific tests, not just vague reassurance. The challenge, many primary care visits are rushed, and dizziness is one of the most complex symptoms to explain and diagnose. It could be cardiovascular, it could be neurological, it could be inner ear, or a combination of all three, and that's why you need to know what to ask for. First, rule out orthostatic hypotension with a proper test. Ask for a standing blood pressure test. This means measuring your blood pressure after lying down for 5 minutes, again immediately after standing, and once more after 3 minutes. A drop of 20 points in systolic pressure top number, or 10 plus in diastolic bottom number is a red flag. Yet many doctors skip this test unless you insist on it. Second, explore neurological causes. If you feel dizzy with confusion, slurred speech, or numbness, your symptoms are accompanied by blurred vision or facial drooping, you've had new or worsening headaches, these could point to a vestibular migraine, mild stroke TIA, or a nerve issue. In this case, ask for a neurology referral and consider an MRI or brain scan, especially if symptoms are new. Third, don't overlook vestibular testing. If your dizziness is triggered by head movement, changes in position, or turning over in bed, ask for a vestibular assessment. An anterior, nose, and throat specialist or audiologist can perform VNG video nystagography to track eye movement and balance response, Dix-Hallpike maneuver, to test for BPPV posturography, to evaluate how well your body stays upright. These are non-invasive tests that give you real answers. Finally, check your heart. Dizziness paired with heart palpitations, fatigue, or shortness of breath may point to arrhythmias like atrial fibrillation, heart valve issues, low cardiac output in this case. Ask for an ECG electrocardiogram and possibly a Holter monitor, a wearable heart monitor, for 24 to 48 hours. Don't let anyone dismiss your symptoms as just age. Yes, aging changes your body, but it doesn't mean you stop investigating discomfort. And the earlier you intervene, the more options you have. Here's what smart, self-aware women are doing. They're keeping a symptom journal, tracking when dizziness happens, what they were doing, how long it lasted, and how they felt afterward. This gives you powerful language when speaking to a doctor and helps distinguish between different causes. They're also advocating for themselves, saying things like, I'd like to rule out orthostatic hypotension. Can we do a standing BP test? I notice dizziness when I turn over in bed. Can I see a vestibular specialist? I'm not comfortable assuming this is just aging. I want to understand what's driving this. You are not being difficult. You are being informed. And in a medical system that often overlooks subtle symptoms in older women, being informed is a form of protection. Morning dizziness is not something you just have to accept. Yes, your body has changed, but it's still speaking to you, just in a different language. And when you learn to listen, respond, and adjust, you stop fearing those first few minutes of the day. You start them with clarity, with steadiness, with power. Over these chapters, you've seen that dizziness after 70 isn't random. It's often the result of blood pressure shifts your body can't adjust to fast enough, a lack of hydration that lowers circulation, a balanced system that needs support. Not shame, or something deeper that's absolutely worth investigating, and maybe the most powerful insight of all. Small changes like sitting up slowly, hydrating before movement, or getting your vitamin D checked can reshape your mornings completely. This isn't about becoming a new person. It's about reconnecting with the one you already are, strong, aware, and ready to live fully in the body you're in now. What would it feel like to start tomorrow without fear of falling, without that spinning, without wondering if something's wrong? You can build that, not through willpower, but through wisdom. The more you work with your body instead of rushing past its signals, the more it works with you. And that's not just a health tip, that's your foundation for the decade ahead. If this video helped you, don't keep it to yourself. There are so many women in our age group walking around with unspoken symptoms, unsure of what's normal and what's not. Sharing this might help someone else find relief and avoid a fall, a scare, or an unnecessary worry. And if you're ready to take the next step, our upcoming video is a perfect continuation: how to activate your energy in the first 2 hours of the day without coffee or supplements. It's practical, science-backed, and rooted in the same calm strength you build here. You are not fragile. You are in a powerful phase of life where clarity and care go further than ever. Let's keep building it together.